Mr. Speaker, I rise on behalf of the Greens to respond to the Ministerial Statement on the events of the HMNZS Manawanu sinking off the coast of Samoa on Saturday the 5th of October. I would also like to acknowledge the bravery and the commitment of first responders in Samoa and also of the crew and personnel, ensuring that their lives were safely taken to shore as well. And I know that will be a relief for them and their families, so making sure that that is at the heart of the things that we do is so important. I also want to support the comments of my whanaunga, the Honourable Penny Henare, in apologising to Samoa, but also underscoring that the importance of that relationship with Samoa. We have a treaty of friendship with Samoa, our Samoan communities, part of the important social fabric of Aotearoa New Zealand. And so any inquiry, particularly this court of inquiry, must put at the heart of that the importance of that relationship. And I hope with whatever the process looks like that my whanaunga, Honourable Penny Henare, those concerns are actually factored in. We don't want to end up playing the blame game. We need to have all the facts, and being absolutely clear is important to that. Running alongside of that, I think there is also, I would like to get some clarity around the immediate response. Many members around the House may be getting calls from different communities. I know that's been true for myself, where people are trying to ask us questions that I don't have answers for. So the immediate response should be including what is actually being put in place, what are the timeframes that have been put in place, will there be communications made to communities not only in Samoa but also here in Aotearoa, acknowledging that we have a very, very strong Samoan community here, so making sure that there are communications there, I think is incredibly important. I'm not an engineer, but 950 tonnes of diesel trapped at the bottom of the ocean is not going to stay down there. So what are the plans and the timeframes there is in terms of that clean-up response as well? I think it would be important for the government to answer, to the extent that it is able, to what the plan is there specifically, and I think that is incredibly important and would, I think, alleviate some of the anxiety and stress that the community is feeling at this particular time as well. The other thing, and I would like to get a response to from the Minister, is around some of the kōrero that we're hearing from the people on the coast where the sinking happened as well, acknowledging that this could be the same for people in many Pacific Island communities, certainly for coastal communities here within Aotearoa New Zealand. What is going to be done to make sure that their food basket is taken care of? What is going to be done to make sure that those villages are actually able to feed and support their villages from a response from Aotearoa New Zealand? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I acknowledge in the first instance the anxiety that the member has rightly pointed out that members of the Samoan community in New Zealand, as well as of course in Samoa itself, will be feeling, and I think that is a very fair point that he emphasises. And again, I reiterate on behalf of the government, sir, that we understand and acknowledge those concerns. We are doing everything that we can to understand the extent of any possible environmental impact, and are doing everything that we can, including to arrange salvage. And to the member's point around the fuel not being able to remain in place in 35 metres or some other depth of water, of course that is correct, and that is precisely why we are moving at pace to arrange a salvage of the vessel. Of course, I cannot commit to a particular time frame for that, except to make the obvious point that it will take place as soon as it safely is able to do so.
I just wanted a bit more clarity around that communications piece. Our communities in the Pacific are incredibly connected with our relatives back in the home islands, with us here in Aotearoa New Zealand. Can there be a commitment from the government to use Pacific Island Pacific Media Network, for example, Radio Samoa, Tangata Pasifika, to actually get those clear communications to the Samoan community here within Aotearoa New Zealand? And of course, many of those that are broadcasted from here originally in Aotearoa also go out to the islands. Can we have that kind of commitment?
Mr Speaker, I've already committed on behalf of the government that we will be transparent in the findings of the Court of Inquiry and including in updates in the meantime as we're able to. I regard the members' suggestions of particular avenues for remaining in touch with those who would consume their media information updates through those particular channels as being a helpful one.
And just finally, that question around food security, we have people that are living on the coast. This is what we call a pātaka kai. It is a food basket. Will there be, factoring in any of the discussions that the government's having, some commitment to make sure that those communities on the coast have food security?
Sir, it's impossible to be specific about what such a commitment might entail, but at the risk of stating the obvious or rather restating it now a number of times in this House, we are moving quickly as a government, and it's part of an all-of-government approach, again working with our partners and our friends in Samoa, government counterparts, but also again civil society, to understand, mitigate, reduce and ultimately remove any such threat to the economic and social well-being of the people of Samoa.
And just back on that point around the diesel, we've got an incredible amount of diesel. Is there a guarantee or a commitment from the government that that diesel will be removed? And possibly that might be a question the Minister might not be able to answer today. And if not, is there some timeframes in place where that information can be updated for people here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, but also over in Samoa?
Sir, the intention is salvage and the intended timeframe is as soon as possible and as soon as that can safely be achieved, and I'm unfortunately not able to be more specific than that at this time.